Andrew Tate and Elon Musk and some other tech CEO put together $2.5 million to paint murals of beautiful young arena in blue cities across America. It's really going to make a lot of people mad. And just like that, there was a White Lives Matter movement. But again, from the Washington Examiner, and this is from actually a personal friend of mine, Paul Bedard. He's really great. He loves Rasmussen. And Charlie Kirk and Charlotte Slangs are ending political correctness. And I don't want to seem like I'm tooting my horn too much here, but this is from a conversation that I had with him that he organized my thoughts better than I do. And so we're just going to go through it because I think this is where we're at. Something's changed. And I think this is what has currently changed. There's a lot of people like Mike Cernovich. There's a lot of people like Milo. They're asking Trump to do more. And I think that those are valid questions, but I think we're in a situation where if Trump is going to do things that test the bounds of propriety, then they should probably be pull and not push, which means the polling is very important because I'm going to be measuring how hard people are pulling. Again, we're about to look at that crosstab set, which will show that people are pulling really hard on at least one very specific thing. Years of looking the other way at left on right violence, excusing shootings by mentally disturbed transgender assailants. Paul's got away with words, and shrugging off black on white crime may be ending with the assassinations of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk and Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska. May be ending. Things may be changing because of these two things. Fed up with being victims and the political correctness that required silence, pollsters, well, I've never been silenced by political correctness, but pollsters are finding that more, well, maybe a little, are finding that more are speaking out, and the killings signaled the start of a massive blowback. I think what happens is people get complacent, they get comfortable, and then all of a sudden things get bad, and so people are called to action, said Rasmussen Reports pollster Mark Mitchell. Imagine people out there talking about a new White Lives Matter movement, he said. And that just happened because of the North Carolina killing in just the last 2 or 3 days. And it's completely changed the social media landscape permanently. It has. People are talking in ways that we're not even talking about a year ago about black crime statistics and things like that. And then to have this happen on top of it, he said, pointing to Kirk's killing in Utah yesterday. This is what I tweeted. And just like that, there was a White Lives Matter movement. This is because, I don't know if you saw it, I talked about it before, but Andrew Tate and Elon Musk and some other tech CEO put together $2.5 million to paint murals of beautiful young arena in blue cities across America. It's really going to make a lot of people mad. And so this is the right pushing its fight. And it's not burning down cities like BLM did in June of 2020 because the right believes in the rule of law currently. Maybe they haven't in the past, other right-wing movements, but this current right wants a return to a stable, high-trust rule of law society. And so they're just going to, I guess, antagonize the Democrats and push them harder and harder into a corner. And this is a very, in my opinion, effective way to do it because this is going to attract desecration. There will be more funding. I gave $20. You can go to GiveSendGo/arena, GiveSendGo.com. Signal pollster Brent Buchanan said he expects the political right to be more forceful in calling out left-wing hate speech of Washington Democrat political leaders and the media. Well, that's already been happening, as well as those on social media cheering Kirk's death. Well, that's definitely happening today. The right wing has been awakened. The attack on Charlie Kirk is felt as an attack on all of us. Expect for this moment to be like that of MLK to the civil rights movement. That's good. That's bold. That's a good statement. I think that's correct. When you constantly tell one side of the political aisle that everything the other side is doing will destroy our country and our democracy, what do you think will happen? This is a brainwashing and sickness of the left that must be toned down and addressed, he said. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller said that the backlash following Kirk's death will also be against liberals who have mocked traditional family life celebrated by conservatives. It's an ideology that leads always inevitably and willfully to violence. He wrote on X Thursday. They love violence. They want to kill their enemies. The fate of millions depends upon the defeat of this wicked ideology. The fate of our children, our society, our civilization hinges on it. I agree very hard. Mitchell told Secrets that he saw the politically correct bubble burst after Zarutska's killing on a Charlotte, North Carolina commuter train by a black man, repeatedly released after being charged with other crimes. People on X now have permission to speak openly about stuff that was formerly verboten. You actually even saw, you see the people that say, oh, per capita, that doesn't, people who attack per capita statistics, please don't be one of those people. It's important. Yes, there's a lot of white on black violence measured, absolutely not per capita, but there are many, 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 like, you all know this. But to hear that argument on Fox News, which just happened in the last 2 days because of Marina's killing in Charlotte, that is a big deal for Fox News to lean into the very, very, very high black crime statistics, black on white crime statistics, the disproportionately higher by like 10, 20, 30x, whatever it is. Yesterday, appearing on the Great America, I said that this genie's not going in the back in the bottle. It's not. I think you've had a lot of people that have been polite, wanted to be a part of society, didn't want to get canceled, wanted to keep their heads down. And X has been a accelerant towards allowing people to be unburdened by past political correctness. That's my theory of what's happening, and I don't see that thing is just going to reverse. Not going to happen. Yesterday, appearing on the Great America Show podcast with host John Fawcett, Mitchell said, I think a Rubicon has been crossed. This is about how we frame discourse and what we tolerate. This isn't about an uprising or a revolution that's going to happen. This is about society reordering itself. Just like Pranakasha, just like talking to your friend. You know what? I'm not going to put up with it anymore. And people are different now. How they talk about things just a week ago are going to be different now. Mitchell cited the backlash to the pro-transgender movement as an example, especially after recent mass shootings were blamed on transgender shooters. He said if the Kirk shooter is linked to the transgender movement, which I think we now assume it is, the clash will get hotter. Some reports on Thursday said the bullets found in the shooter's rifle had pro-transgender messages scratched into them. There is absolutely going to be blowback. And then he puts up Charlie Kirk's discussion about the leftist assassination culture, which we've pulled on as well. We pulled on the Luigi Mangione killing. Signals Buchanan said that the same thing will happen against liberal threats of violence on Republicans and conservatives, many of which have been highlighted on social media since Kirk's slaying. Political violence is much more of a problem on the left. Yep. Charlie Kirk foreboded this racial leftist violence, saying assassination culture is spreading on the left. 48% of liberals say it would be at least somewhat justified to murder Elon Musk. The number was really high, too, of the number that who said that the murder of the United Healthcare CEO was justified. No, understandable was the word we used. 55% said the same about Donald Trump. So 55% of self-ID'd liberals think that it would be at least somewhat justified to murder the president. The right is not just up against a political... This is like Kathy Griffin with the severed Trump head. Like, this is what caused it. Not just her, like, obviously, but it's been a barrage of this. It's the repetition, manufactured brute force consensus. The right is not just up against a political ideology of different opinion. We're up against a force of evil that is accepting of death as a means to their twisted ends. Well, that was very based of him, and I think it's correct. I wasn't even framing that a week ago. The framing has completely changed. I think the right is now thinks it's in an existential battle of good and evil.